Hello viewers, here is a MaxxAir VN. This is the MaxxAir HVFF 14 14-inch high velocity VN. That's really all the information that it has. There's the tag there on the motor, HV14D. According to that sticker, this is from 2017. This is kind of an unusual VN because it's a newer VN that I think is actually really good. It's got a good range in speeds. Low is quiet and slow, fast is powerful. It's got a good sized motor to it. It's a very large motor, much larger than what we typically see in even 20-inch VNs today. Very sizable motor. Unfortunately, there is no oil port, but it's still a good motor nonetheless. Apparently it's still on low for some reason. It does have the cord wrap here. The cord is a bit on the short side. It's only maybe 6 feet, maybe 7 at most. And because they come off the side, you know, if your outlet is on the left of the VN, you're wasting 1.5 feet of the cord. So that kind of stinks, but I guess if that's the price you pay for a good motor, so be it. It's a non-fused plug. It's a 3-prong plug, and the wire itself is 18 gauge. Okay, so we'll go ahead and plug this in now, or we'll break something in the process. The cord is a bit slick. I think some oil may have leaked out of the motor and onto the cord. Not good. I'll have to clean it up after the video. Okay. The blades have some oil splatter on them. They were like that from the factory. That did not transpire after I oiled it. That's how it came when it was new, and I just never bothered to clean it up. Maybe I should have. It's got some tacky thing on there that says don't put your hand into the fan. Like, how dumb. Stupid knows no bounds. Alright, let's turn this thing on here. We'll start it up on low, which of course is the slowest speed. The tilt adjustment goes back a little bit. It's not 360 degrees for some reason. That's as far down as it goes, so that kind of stinks, because sometimes if you want it to dry the floor, you want it to go down like all the way, but not on this one. Okay, here's the low. So you can see, or rather you can hear, that it's very quiet. Very pleasant, low speed. And the airflow is quite good. I'm all the way across the room here, about 10 or 12 feet away from the fan, and I still feel plenty of air moving. In fact, looking around the room at all the plants, I can see air is circulating everywhere. Gently, but it is circulating. And this is quiet enough that it's easily ignored. Very, very quiet. The balance is not 100%, but it's not bad. I would say it's pretty within a reason. Nothing like those Air Queen fans. Those are outrageous. The motor is pretty quiet too. You don't hear much motor noise at all. Let's take a look at the pitch on the blades here. It's fairly steep. It's not bad. The clock is not in perfect alignment. I don't know. I don't think it's off really enough to make too much of a difference, but I could try to fix that a little bit. Oh, what I forgot to mention before is that the guard does come off with the clips, so it's easy to clean. I think it has one, yeah, it had one screw originally down at the bottom, but I took it off because it's just a nuisance. Okay, so there's the low. We'll go up to the medium now. And it's starting to shake a bit, so actually, you know what, the balance is pretty bad. The balance is, it's still nowhere near the Air Queens, but it's not what it should be. You can hear it kind of jumping a bit on the table. So we do have a little bit of a balance issue here. But even at this speed, it's still very, very quiet. And it's moving a tremendous amount of air. I can still feel a very steady stream of air from the other side of the room. And I can see all the plants are still moving even more than they were before, which of course is predictable. The noise level is very, very reasonable on this for the amount of air it's putting out. Very, very modest noise level. Okay, and the high, which of course is the fastest speed. Yeah, it's definitely got a balance issue. It's not super severe, but the fan is pretty lightweight, so and the feet are not exactly soft. They're not plastic, but they're a pretty hard rubber, so they're not going to really absorb any of the vibration at all. It's got the classic metal high velocity fan sound. Very strong air movement. And even at full power, it's still not that loud. Strong breeze all the way across the room. You can see the plants over there are moving around quite a bit. The low noise level is definitely one of my favorite things about this fan. I can feel the air kicking around the room really good now. Okay, we'll cut it off. See, that's the balance issue there. really too bad they discontinued this model. I've noticed recently, in the last couple of years, I don't know if this is a function of all the supply issues that we're having, or supply issues with a million quotations flying around it. I don't know if that's the issue, or if they're just stopping the manufacturing the better fans. I've noticed that Air Queen or Lasco has started to discontinue a lot of their classic models as well, including the 12-inch high velocity fan, the 9112, I think it is. That one, I believe, has been discontinued recently as well. I wish I had bought a couple more of these when they were still under production, but I didn't. I think Comfort Zones may make a model very similar to this, but the motor in this one is really one of the best I've seen in a modern fan. And it's also one of very few modern fans I've seen that seems to have appropriate range and variance in the speeds.